Hello anyone, everyone, and no one. My name is Slacklizard, and welcome back to Let's Play Bedrock. Today on Let's Play Bedrock, we have ourselves a couple of objectives that need to be done. Now, in the last episode here, we set up our bee farm so that we could start collecting up honey for some future ocean draining projects that's going to require slime blocks and honey blocks so that we can make some gravel pushing machines just to make our lives a little bit easier to drain said ocean. Now, today I've been sitting here for a few minutes. I gathered up all of our redstone boxes and chucked them back into our ender chest and been debating on what we're going to be doing. As I said, there are quite a few things that need to be done. This area needs to be addressed, but we have a more pressing issue that we need to get into first before we get to working on this. Now, in order to get started on our project, though, we're going to have to come all the way over here to our tree farm that we have been working on in the past few episodes before that, and I just need to check we do have a bit of spruce, which spruce is definitely going to be on the menu for today's project. Now, I'm going to quickly run over here to our Shulker Loaders for our fish farm and grab me out a couple of these so that we can grab some spruce to take to us to our project that we're going to be starting things off with today. So let's just grab that and all of that, and that should be, well, it doesn't matter if it should be or not, it's what we have to work with at this moment in time. So we'll grab up both of those. I don't have all the redstone components that I think that I'm going to need. And I'm curious because while we were recording the other day, Goob was on here AFKing our bone farm, and that is starting to look good. Still low on the ink, so no dark prismarine really coming in massive quantities yet. And oh my goodness, that is a lot of cod. How are we doing back here? Okay, we still got a little bit of storage there. Now, are there any other redstone boxes that I'm going to be needing from over here? No, that is just lava. Those are just building blocks. So it doesn't look like there's anything else I'm going to be needing from here. So in that case, let's go head back through the nether and let's go head over to our witch farm. And here we are at the site of one of our future mega build projects. And what we need to address today is going to be storage for this place down here. Because right now, this is pretty much all we got going on. And we could do a lot better with this. We need to actually pipe all of this down, and I want to pull it into Shulker Loaders so that we have quick access to everything that we're going to be dealing with. Now, in the past, when I built the Mega Witch Hut before, I ended up basing inside an area of the floor, which would be right along this chunk here. Now, we need to still map out a lot of things in this to figure out where and what we're going to do with everything. But I think we're still going to follow that same concept of using the floor as our main area to be working out of, which means we're going to need to set up some platforms, which we have absolutely none of at this moment in time. So if I were to grab these and place them down here, we're going to grab ourselves some spruce logs out of here. And part of me wants to make the solid spruce wood, but I don't think we really need that. What we're going to need, though, is some planks and some logs, because we're going to head all the way back up here. And, well, this should make things a little bit easier. I've kind of already mapped out to some degree some chunks here. So if I were to grab spruce logs here, and we put a spruce log right there, we're going to need to see some chunk borders. And we go ahead and map this out all the way over here. I have a pattern for how this is supposed to be textured and what it's supposed to look like. And I feel like that is in the wrong spot. This is a very hard decision here. Do I put that underneath the sub-chunk border? Let's go up here and see what I've done up here. Looks like I've done the same thing. That looks and feels like that might be the right way to go. That is a very hard call at this moment in time. Let's go ahead and take you back out of the equation. We're going to need to knock out this edge one here. Now we are going to need a few of these just on the end so we do not have exposed log there. So if we bring this all the way out to the end of our chunk here, now right here it's not going to matter too much because we're going to have that pattern continuing on. we have the general size of our chunk all lined out. So from here, we'll grab some planks. We'll go out, I think it is 3 blocks that way. We're gonna need a log there, a log there. Give me that. Nope. Of course it would fall down. Pull this all the way across here, just like the other one. Knock out the corner. Let's pick block that right there. Put it there. We're gonna need to take these out because these need to be spruce at the end of the day. Same with all of these. So 1, 2, and a 3. Grab the solid one right there. And then we carry this all the way across to the end. Fill all of this in with planks. And take a look at that. We have a basic layout of a almost textured chunk. We just need to make a couple more modifications to that in order to make it fit properly, which let's do that real quick. And while it's not perfectly texturized, because I'm not going to that level of extreme, it will work. So now I need to at least get a side in here so that we can work on where we're going to be putting the storage from the witch farm, because I want to take it, run it underground, pull it up one of the legs, and then pull it into storage up here. Don't want to go all the way down there anytime that I want to deal with storage. So let me take a minute or two here and place some of this out real quick. Glancing at this makes me feel like I've went way back in time. And then on another note that makes me feel like I'm even doing something very old school too. These are my building blocks right now. I have nothing else with me aside from wood, and I'm not going to build the actual sorters out of wood. So I feel like I'm very like 2018 with my redstone right now, which is kind of funny. But let's see what all we're going to need to be sorting here. Now, of course, we're going to have redstone. We're going to have glowstone dust. We're going to be having glass bottles. We're going to be having sticks and spider eyes. Do have some witch heads. So I feel like those are just going to kind of be overflow. We got sugar. Do I need that much sugar? I can't ever really think of a reason for that much sugar, but I think we're going to take it nonetheless. And we got witch heads and then a lot of potions. So potentially 7 items. Well, and the potions. So let's just go ahead and throw those in here for now. Gather up some building blocks and the redstone that's going to be needed. Look around and realize I have little to no cobble. Pretty much none. I think we've seen 11. That's not going to help us in this situation. Okay, that is perfectly fine. Let's grab a fortune pickaxe. Go ahead and grab that. Chuck that back into the box there. We're not going to need it. And then head all the way back down in here. And we're just going to dig out with fortune all the way over to where we're going to be coming up in one of the witch hut legs. And fortune is doing us absolutely no good. So andesite and granite. There we go. Now we're running into some stone. Now that we have a little bit of cobble, let's craft up a couple bows and get ourselves... Ooh, what am I missing? Why can I not dispenser? Oh, do I still have to? No, excuse me, that's not right. I got bows. Excuse me, dropper. Dispenser. Oh, is it still broken where you have to do it like that? That's pretty frustrating. It is indeed. All right, couple more. And the magic number is not going to be 6 because I forgot in this box here. Yeah, I did not include gunpowder at all. The main reason I built a witch hut, not for redstone, but for gunpowder. And I totally forgot about it when I'm planning out the sorter. That is definitely a good talk moment there. That's not, excuse me, that's what I need. Well, technically I need that, but you know, details. 10. That should be more than enough. Okay. All this extraness out of my inventory. Don't need the string, don't need the sticks. So if I include gunpowder, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and gunpowder would make that a 8. 8 shulker loaders coming right up. Not too worried about chunk borders here. Don't think that's going to be too much of an issue. So we'll just do these like we always do. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Followed up by a couple of hoppers. Hopefully at this point, I've built so many of these recently, I have this completely memorized at this point in time. That would be nice. Though the answer to that is probably going to be a no. I have a feeling I'm still going to mess it up. Like one of those things you build all the time, you think you should know, but you don't. All right, so if I place you there, we're going to need a temporary block behind each of these so that we have somewhere to place our dispensers. You are the right spot for the dispensers, right? Right. Shulker boxes come out, end up going down. Additionally, while we're at this point, there's always one thing that I end up missing, and that is the hopper line going into where the shulkers go. I typically mess it up and put it in later, and I'm like, yeah, that needs to feed into the dispenser. Nope, that is not where it needs to go. Trying to put it there is just going to lead to more problems. So if we get this the first time around, we won't have to do it after the fact. And there is that. Let's pick this back up. And I just came to a realization that I'm going to need slabs. Sadly, there are no iron slabs, so I'm going to have to use something different here. And I think as much as I don't want to, we are going to be using some wood in this. Do that and that. That gives us a few slabs. All right, so in front of every one of these cobwebs, we're going to need a block that we can place a comparator down, which is as simple as this right here. Then from there, we lead these out into solid blocks onto another block on top of the comparators, which is going to lead us to needing some sticky pistons. Nope, not sticky, just regular variety there will work. And we'll come in here and we'll place those right on top of that there, because these are what is going to break the shulker box when it detects that they are full. At this point, we're going to need a row of temporary blocks right on top of this because we need observers now. And not only do we need the observers, but we need them looking upwards. And trying to get them looking upwards without a block to place them into never works for me. So as long as I have a block there, I can do just like that, and they will all be in place. I say as one completely messes up. Yep, even using a cheater block still doesn't want to work correct for me every time. All right, all those can go now. Don't need those. All right, from here, simple redstone dust going all the way over, just like so. Now, I saw someone say in the comments the other day that maybe powered rails would be a better option there. And they may be, because apparently that would keep the observers from updating when you load or unload the area. Now, I have had problems before with shulkers kicking off. Don't know that that'll even work, but we may give it a try as I've got tons of powered rails. Now from here, a little bit of a slabbage action going on there. You get that, and then you get piece of dust. And then we do that every 2. So boom, boom. Nope, not that boom. And that boom. Boom, 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 and boom. Good. That's all that in. Now this will come up, and this is where we feed items going into our shulker loaders. But I think there's something I kind of want to try first. Now, the amount of redstone that this thing puts out is pretty astronomical. And even if I just put it straight into shulker boxes, I am going to get so much redstone dust that I'm going to run out of shulkers relatively quick. So for where we're putting in the redstone, I want to try to run that through an auto crafter first, so that we can potentially save ourselves a lot of shulkers with this. So let's just grab that, a couple more like that, and then we got to figure out how to do that part back here. Here, droppers. I think I know what I want to do, and this should be relatively simple. We do have, what do we got? We got redstone and glowstone dust. 2 things that if we compacted down, we could get better storage capacity out of. And I actually think it's going to be a lot easier than I was originally thinking it was going to be. So the first thing I want to do is fly up here and land on top of that. Good landing there. I'm going to account that to being lucky. And we're going to place some blocks right here, get a torch right there. Now, which way you face towards me? So if I add in temporary block right there and there, and I grab that and I put that there and that there, both of those should be facing down. If we do this one for redstone and leave that just like that, it should be good to go. And if we do that like that, that should be good to go as far as the glowstone is going to be concerned. And I'm really hoping this is going to be as simple as I want it to be here. Because I was like, I don't really want to overcomplicate this with a massive chunk of redstone that I really don't want to put here. So if I just grab you, and I place you like that. Is your face that way? Yep. And I put you like that. There's no way it's going to be that easy. But at the same time, it should be that easy. The only problem is I'm powering into that hopper, and I'm probably powering into the hopper underneath. So if I were to take this back out, I'll pick that observer up in just a moment, and I put that there, put you there, and you there, and you should get the same result. This way I'm not powering that off. Now I just want to check both of these hoppers real quick, clear them out, and then we're going to come all the way over here. I don't know why I just flew and decided to smack my face against that, but what I want is grab some redstone and grab some glowstone and go drop that in. And if you were to get the redstone and you were to get the glowstone, no. Of course it wouldn't be that simple. Makes a lot of sense now. It's not how it works, Slack. Oh, that was about the dumbest thing I could have done. All right, give me that, give me that, give me that, and give me that. Okay, so that's not going to work how I was originally wanting it to work there. Give me those back, please. So let's go back to the simple part of the drawing board that I had originally planned. Okay, everything in me tells me that the simple concept will still work. I just need to change it up just a little bit. So if I put you there, I put you there, followed up by that one there. Does my super simple ideal still work? If you go there, and then you go there, you go there, and you go there, and now we feed in from there to there. We can pull that back. That won't be an issue. Do that. And if I give you that, the super simple version still works. Okay. So I don't have to worry about reading a right or wrong signal. It's the only thing it can craft. And if I do the same with that one, that is the only thing it can make out of that is redstone blocks. Good. All right. Break, 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 break. Block, block, just so we don't lock the hopper. Then we'll do that, followed by that, and that is still the simplest version of that I can do. You're going to spit out redstone blocks. You're going to spit out glowstone blocks, right? Get rid of the hopper. Yep, redstone blocks there, and glowstone there. Super simple. I like it. Now, to keep things in the same line, aka where I'm going to be putting my item sorters, if I just throw in an extra chest here, which is just backlog for in case the shulker loaders run out of shulkers, we'll have this extra storage container here. And then we come up off the top of these, and this is where we put our item filters at on top of this. All right, there's all that in place. Now, I'm willing to bet you that this thing is super backlogged at this moment in time because we've had the AFK account up there the whole time. Yeah, I should have seen that coming. Right. Redstone, gunpowder, sticks, glowstone dust, sugar, witch heads, spider eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm missing something. What am I missing? Bottles. Jeez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. And back up we go, and let's throw these filter items in, and hopefully we should be good. Grab all the glass here. I don't think I'm going to have enough because I want to go with the same kind of elevator that I went with the other day. Get rid of the iron. We're going to need a couple auto droppers. All right, here in a minute, we'll tie in a auto dropper probably right about there, which means we now need a water channel all the way through here. Give me a few buckets of water so we can get things started. All right, you there. Then we'll go button, followed up by blue ice, followed by water. I'll take this back here, 1, 2, and 3. Repeat the process, and we'll run this all the way over. No, I ran out of glass. No. Oh, we're so close. Oh, I have no choice. I gotta go back to the other side of the world. I need glass. Well, a trip to the other side to get some glass. Placing of a few more blocks, a couple of game crashes, and a forced update later, we now have all of this in. And it's working as good as I can expect out of it. We're getting a metric ton of redstone. I actually forgot how much redstone these things produce with the changes to witch drops. Sadly, we've not even gotten one shulker box of glowstone yet, or even one of gunpowder, though it is slowly getting there. Quite a few sticks and sugar and such. And down here, I've got most of all of this cleared up. If we come down here, we have our water channel coming in underneath of the farm, which is powered by an auto dropper. So everything comes down, goes to an auto dropper, shoots across this murky trail of water all the way over to the end here. And as you can see there's another dropovator going up. I opted for the solid glass tube. It can be solid blocks, but I like making it out of glass so that I can see that it's working, versus actually putting a bubble column in place there. And everything on this thing is just about as good as it can be. Now, of course, I still need to do a lot of cleanup around here. I want to find myself some tinted glass and actually restore the witch hut to its natural look, but with the exception of having tinted glass in all of the windows and doorways and such. Of course, get this all covered up so that it's not noticeable from down here, and eventually start placing in some more of all of the 1x1 blocks to get this thing up and going. But I do think that right there is where I'm going to go ahead and call this one an episode. So if you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure to drop a like down below. If you'd like to see more, please consider subscribing. And on that note, I will catch all of you all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.